Here's a warning sign that most people dismiss but shouldn't. Increased anxiety or irritability, especially in situations that never bothered you before. Magnesium acts as nature's relaxation mineral, calming the nervous system. When levels drop, your brain becomes hyperactive, leading to racing thoughts, worry about things you can't control, and an overall sense of mental unease that seems to come from nowhere. Physical symptoms often accompany the cognitive ones, and they're equally important to recognize. Muscle cramps, especially in your legs at night, can indicate that your magnesium levels are so low that your muscles can't function properly. If your muscles are affected, imagine what's happening to your brain, which requires even more magnesium to operate efficiently. Many seniors experience what I call word-finding difficulties. You know exactly what you want to say, but the word sits just out of reach in your mind. This happens because magnesium is essential for neural pathways that connect memory storage areas with speech centers in your brain. When these pathways don't function smoothly due to magnesium deficiency, communication between brain regions breaks down. Another critical sign is losing interest in activities you once enjoyed, particularly those requiring mental engagement. Reading becomes more difficult because you can't concentrate long enough to follow complex storylines. Puzzles and games that used to be enjoyable now feel frustrating and overwhelming. This isn't depression in the traditional sense. It's your brain struggling to function without adequate nutritional support. Here's something that will surprise you. Cold hands and feet, especially in mild weather, can indicate magnesium deficiency. This mineral is crucial for proper circulation, and when levels drop, blood flow to extremities decreases. If your circulation is compromised, blood flow to your brain is likely affected too, contributing to cognitive symptoms. The most concerning sign is what I call time distortion. You lose track of time more easily, misjudge how long tasks will take, or feel confused about what day it is. This happens because magnesium is essential for the brain regions that process temporal information. When these areas don't function optimally, your sense of time becomes unreliable. Let me share something that might hit close to home. Do you find yourself checking and rechecking things more often? Repeatedly verifying that you locked the door, turned off the stove, or completed routine tasks? This isn't necessarily obsessive behavior. It's often your brain struggling to form clear memories due to inadequate magnesium for proper neural function. Your subconscious knows something isn't working right, so it compensates by making you double-check everything. If you recognize 3 or more of these warning signs in yourself or a loved one, please take it seriously. These aren't just normal parts of aging that you have to accept. They're your brain's way of crying out for the nutritional support it desperately needs. The good news is that when you address the underlying magnesium deficiency properly, many of these symptoms can improve dramatically within weeks. Now, before I continue, I want you to do something important. Leave a comment below telling me which of these warning signs resonated most with you, and let me know what city you're watching from. I read every single comment, and knowing where my viewers are located helps me understand how widespread this problem really is. Your experience might help someone else recognize their own symptoms and take action before it's too late. Here's something that will make you question everything you've been told by the medical establishment about memory loss and aging. The vast majority of doctors are completely unaware of the magnesium absorption crisis affecting seniors, and even when they are aware, they're using the wrong tests and wrong treatment approaches. This medical blind spot is leaving millions of older adults to suffer needlessly from preventable cognitive decline. Let me explain why your doctor probably missed this. Medical schools spend less than 20 hours total on nutrition education during 4 years of training. Most physicians graduate knowing more about prescribing medications than they do about the fundamental nutrients your body needs to function. When a senior comes in complaining about memory problems, the typical doctor immediately thinks about Alzheimer's disease, dementia, or depression. They rarely consider that the brain might simply be malnourished. The standard medical approach to memory complaints in seniors follows a predictable pattern. First, they'll order expensive brain scans looking for structural abnormalities. Then they'll run cognitive tests that measure the symptoms but ignore the underlying cause. If those tests show mild impairment, they might prescribe medications with serious side effects. If the tests are normal, they'll dismiss your concerns as normal aging and send you home with no solutions. Here's the shocking truth about magnesium testing in medical practice. Most doctors who even think to test magnesium levels order a serum magnesium test, which measures only the tiny amount of magnesium floating in your bloodstream. This test is virtually useless for detecting cellular magnesium deficiency because your body will rob magnesium from your bones, muscles, and organs to maintain normal blood levels. You can have severely depleted tissue magnesium while showing perfectly normal blood test results. The more accurate test is called RBC magnesium or intracellular magnesium, which measures the mineral inside your red blood cells. This gives a much better picture of your actual magnesium status. But here's the problem. Most doctors don't know this test exists, and even fewer know how to interpret the results properly. I've seen patients with critically low cellular magnesium levels whose doctors declared them fine based on normal serum tests. Even when doctors do diagnose magnesium deficiency, they typically prescribe the wrong form of magnesium supplementation. The most commonly prescribed form is magnesium oxide, which has an absorption rate of less than 4%. It's essentially useless for correcting deficiency, but doctors continue prescribing it because it's cheap, and they don't understand the differences between magnesium compounds. There's another reason why medical professionals miss this diagnosis. They're trained to look for dramatic, acute symptoms rather than subtle, gradual changes. Magnesium deficiency doesn't cause sudden, obvious symptoms that send you to the emergency room. Instead, it creates a slow decline in cognitive function that can be easily attributed to normal aging. The medical system is designed to treat crises, not prevent them through nutritional optimization. As we age, magnesium absorption can decrease, leading to potential deficiencies, but most physicians aren't taught to account for these age-related changes in absorption. They assume that if you're eating a reasonable diet, you're getting adequate nutrition. They don't realize that an 80-year-old's digestive system absorbs nutrients completely differently than a 30-year-old's system. Here's something that will infuriate you about the medical establishment's approach to senior health. Pharmaceutical companies spend billions of dollars researching and marketing drugs for age-related cognitive decline. There's enormous profit in selling expensive medications that seniors might need to take for the rest of their lives. But there's no money in educating people about magnesium deficiency because magnesium is a natural mineral that can't be patented. The result is a healthcare system that's financially incentivized to overlook simple nutritional solutions in favor of complex, profitable medical interventions. Your doctor isn't necessarily trying to mislead you, but they're operating within a system that rewards drug prescriptions over nutritional education. They simply don't have the training or financial motivation to consider magnesium deficiency as a cause of cognitive symptoms. This medical blind spot has created what I call the magnesium gap in senior healthcare. Millions of older adults are taking multiple medications for various health conditions, while remaining completely unaware that many of their symptoms could be addressed by correcting a simple mineral deficiency. It's like trying to fix a car with engine problems by painting the exterior, while ignoring the fact that it's out of oil. The tragedy is that magnesium deficiency is one of the most correctable causes of cognitive decline in seniors. Unlike Alzheimer's disease or other neurodegenerative conditions, magnesium deficiency responds quickly and dramatically to proper treatment. But because the medical system doesn't recognize or properly test for this condition, countless seniors are condemned to unnecessary cognitive decline. Understanding this medical blind spot is crucial because it means you can't rely on your doctor to identify or properly treat magnesium deficiency. You need to become your own advocate, armed with the right information to protect your cognitive health. The knowledge I'm sharing with you today could literally save your mind from preventable deterioration. Now comes the part you've been waiting for. The exact solution that can restore your brain's access to this critical mineral and potentially reverse months or even years of cognitive decline. But before I reveal the specific protocol, you need to understand why most approaches to magnesium supplementation fail miserably, especially for seniors. The supplement industry has created massive confusion about magnesium by marketing dozens of different forms without explaining which ones actually work for brain health. Most people go to the pharmacy, see magnesium on a bottle, and assume all forms are equivalent. This is a dangerous misconception that keeps people deficient despite taking supplements regularly. As we age, the importance of an adequate magnesium intake is reinforced, as research shows it may preserve cognitive function. But the key word here is adequate. The recommended daily allowance for magnesium was established decades ago based on preventing acute deficiency diseases, not optimizing brain function in aging adults. These recommendations are dangerously inadequate for seniors dealing with absorption problems. Here's the breakthrough that changes everything. Recent research has identified specific forms of magnesium that can cross the blood-brain barrier effectively and reach the neurons that need it most. The blood-brain barrier is your brain's security system that prevents most substances in your bloodstream from entering brain tissue. This protective barrier becomes more selective with age, making it even harder for traditional magnesium supplements to reach your brain cells. The most effective form for brain health is magnesium L-threonate, which was specifically developed to enhance cognitive function. Studies show this form can increase brain magnesium levels by up to 37%, compared to other forms that barely register any increase in brain tissue. This is the form that research shows can actually reverse age-related memory decline when used properly. But here's what supplement companies don't tell you. Timing and dosage are just as important as the form of magnesium you choose. Your body can only absorb about 200 milligrams of magnesium at one time, regardless of how much you take. Taking larger doses all at once leads to digestive upset, and most of the mineral being wasted. The solution is to divide your daily intake into smaller doses spread throughout the day. For optimal brain benefits, the protocol involves taking magnesium L-threonate in divided doses. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach, mid-afternoon with a light snack, and about an hour before bedtime. This timing maximizes absorption while supporting your natural circadian rhythms. The bedtime dose is particularly important because your brain does most of its repair and memory consolidation during sleep. The absorption of magnesium through the intestines tends to decrease with age, so seniors also need to optimize their digestive system for better mineral absorption. This means addressing stomach acid levels, which typically decline with age. Taking a small amount of apple cider vinegar or betaine HCl with meals can significantly improve magnesium absorption from both food and supplements. Here's a crucial factor that most people overlook. Certain nutrients must be present for magnesium to work effectively in the brain. Vitamin D enhances magnesium absorption and utilization. B-complex vitamins, especially B6, are required for magnesium to enter cells. Omega-3 fatty acids help maintain the cell membrane flexibility that allows magnesium to function properly within neurons. The dosage that research shows effective for cognitive benefits ranges from 600 to 2,000 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily, depending on individual needs and absorption capacity. This is significantly higher than standard recommendations, but remember that seniors absorb only a fraction of what they consume. Starting with a moderate dose and gradually increasing allows your digestive system to adapt while minimizing side effects. Timing your magnesium intake around other medications is critical. Many common senior medications can interfere with magnesium absorption or increase magnesium excretion. Antibiotics, diuretics, and medications for acid reflux should be taken at least 2 hours apart from magnesium supplements to prevent interactions. Here's something remarkable that happens when you implement this protocol correctly. Most people notice initial improvements in sleep quality within the first week. Better sleep leads to improved daytime cognitive function, creating a positive cycle of brain health improvement. Memory formation improves, concentration becomes easier, and that mental fog starts to lift. The full cognitive benefits typically become apparent after 4 to 6 weeks of consistent supplementation. This is because it takes time to replenish depleted cellular magnesium stores and restore optimal brain function. Some people experience dramatic improvements within the first month, while others may need 8 to 12 weeks to see maximum benefits. Margaret Thompson's transformation followed this exact timeline. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping better and feeling more mentally alert during the day. By 6 weeks, her memory lapses had decreased significantly, and she felt confident engaging in complex mental tasks again. At 3 months, her cognitive function had returned to levels she hadn't experienced in years. The key to success with this protocol is consistency and patience. Magnesium isn't a quick fix that works overnight, but rather a fundamental nutritional correction that allows your brain to function as it was designed to. When you provide your brain with adequate magnesium in a form it can actually use, the results can be truly remarkable. Let me walk you through exactly how to implement this life-changing protocol safely and effectively, because the details matter tremendously when it comes to correcting magnesium deficiency in seniors. Getting this right could mean the difference between continued cognitive decline and a return to sharp mental clarity. First, you need to establish your baseline. Before starting any supplementation program, pay attention to your current symptoms and keep a simple daily log for 1 week. Note your energy levels, sleep quality, memory incidents, and overall mental clarity. This baseline will help you track improvements objectively rather than relying on subjective impressions. Start with a high-quality magnesium L-threonate supplement from a reputable manufacturer. Look for products that are third-party tested for purity and potency. Avoid bargain brands or products that don't clearly state the amount of elemental magnesium per serving. The investment in quality supplements pays dividends in results. Begin with a conservative dose of 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily, divided into 2 doses. Take the first dose in the morning 30 minutes before breakfast, and the second dose in the evening 1 hour before bedtime. This allows you to assess your individual tolerance while beginning the restoration process. During the first week, monitor for any digestive changes. Some people experience loose stools as their body adjusts to increased magnesium intake. This is normal and usually resolves within a few days. If digestive upset persists, reduce the dose temporarily and increase more gradually. Your body needs time to adapt, especially if you've been deficient for months or years. Week 2 through 4, gradually increase your daily intake to 600 to 800 milligrams, still divided into multiple doses. Add a third dose in the mid-afternoon if you're taking the higher amount. This is when most people begin noticing improvements in sleep quality and daytime mental energy. Older adults can incorporate foods high in vitamin D to improve magnesium absorption, so ensure you're getting adequate vitamin D either through sunlight exposure or supplementation. The synergy between these nutrients is crucial for optimal results. Here's what to expect during your first month of proper magnesium supplementation. Week 1. Improved sleep quality and fewer nighttime awakenings. Week 2. Increased daytime energy and less afternoon mental fatigue. Week 3. Noticeable improvements in concentration and focus. Week 4. Better memory formation and recall of recent events. By the second month, you should experience more significant cognitive improvements. Decision-making becomes easier. Complex mental tasks feel less overwhelming, and that persistent brain fog begins to clear. Your mood may also improve, as magnesium helps regulate neurotransmitters involved in emotional balance. The third month is typically when people experience the most dramatic results. Long-term memory recall improves, word finding becomes easier, and overall mental sharpness approaches or exceeds previous levels. This is when family members and friends often comment on the positive changes they observe. Common mistakes to avoid during implementation include taking too much too quickly, which can cause digestive upset and discourage continuation. Another mistake is inconsistent dosing, taking supplements only when you remember. Magnesium works best when blood levels remain steady, which requires consistent daily intake. Don't stop other healthy lifestyle practices while implementing this protocol. Continue eating a nutritious diet, rich in magnesium-containing foods like leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Regular exercise enhances magnesium utilization and supports overall brain health. Adequate hydration is crucial because dehydration can worsen magnesium deficiency. Monitor your progress objectively by keeping a weekly journal of cognitive improvements. Note specific examples of better memory, improved concentration, or increased mental energy. This documentation helps you stay motivated during the initial weeks when changes might be subtle. If you're taking medications, especially those I mentioned earlier that can deplete magnesium, you may need higher doses or longer to see results. Work with a healthcare provider who understands magnesium metabolism to optimize your individual protocol. Here's something encouraging. Unlike pharmaceutical interventions for cognitive decline, magnesium supplementation becomes more effective over time as your cellular stores replenish. The benefits compound, leading to continued improvement even after the initial restoration period. Some people wonder if they'll need to take magnesium supplements indefinitely. The answer depends on your individual absorption capacity, dietary intake, and age-related changes in metabolism. Many seniors find that once they've restored optimal levels, they can maintain benefits with lower maintenance doses combined with dietary sources. Success with this protocol requires patience and consistency, but the results speak for themselves. I've seen countless individuals transform their cognitive health by addressing this fundamental nutritional deficiency. The science is clear. The safety profile is excellent, and the potential for improvement is remarkable. Remember that everyone's response timeline is different. Some people see rapid improvements within days, while others need several months to experience full benefits. Trust the process, stay consistent with your supplementation, and give your brain the time it needs to heal and optimize its function. If you found this information valuable and want to stay updated on the latest breakthroughs in cognitive health for seniors, make sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. I regularly share cutting-edge research and practical protocols that can help you maintain sharp mental function throughout your golden years. We've covered an enormous amount of ground today, and I want to make sure you understand just how significant this information could be for your cognitive future. The magnesium absorption crisis affecting seniors isn't just another health concern you can ignore. It's a silent epidemic that's robbing millions of older adults of their mental clarity and independence. Let me recap the most crucial points you need to remember. Several changes of magnesium metabolism have been reported with aging, including diminished intake, impaired intestinal absorption, and renal wasting. This triple threat means that virtually every senior is at risk for developing brain-damaging magnesium deficiency, regardless of their diet or overall health status. The warning signs we discussed today, from memory lapses and concentration difficulties to sleep problems and anxiety, aren't inevitable parts of aging that you have to accept. They're often your brain's desperate cry for the nutritional support it needs to function optimally. Recognizing these signs early and taking action could literally save your cognitive future. The medical establishment's failure to recognize and properly treat magnesium deficiency in seniors represents one of the greatest oversights in modern healthcare. But now you're armed with knowledge that most doctors don't possess. You understand why standard blood tests miss this deficiency, why conventional magnesium supplements fail, and why the recommended daily allowances are inadequate for aging brains. Most importantly, you now have access to a scientifically backed protocol that can restore your brain's magnesium levels and potentially reverse months or years of cognitive decline. The combination of magnesium L-threonate supplementation, proper timing and dosage, and supporting nutrients creates a powerful intervention that addresses the root cause, rather than just managing symptoms. Margaret Thompson's story, which I shared at the beginning, illustrates the transformative potential of this approach. Her journey from frightening memory loss to restored cognitive clarity demonstrates that age-related mental decline isn't always inevitable. When you give your brain the nutrients it needs in forms it can actually use, remarkable recovery is possible. The choice you face now is simple but profound. You can continue accepting cognitive decline as a normal part of aging, hoping that expensive medical interventions might eventually help. Or you can take control of your brain health by addressing this fundamental nutritional deficiency. The science supports the latter approach overwhelmingly. Implementation of this protocol requires commitment and patience, but the potential rewards are immeasurable. Imagine maintaining sharp mental clarity well into your 80s and 90s. Picture yourself continuing to engage in complex mental activities, forming new memories easily, and feeling confident in your cognitive abilities regardless of your age. Your brain has a remarkable capacity for healing and optimization when given the right nutritional support. Dietary magnesium intake can improve cognitive function, and the research continues to demonstrate the powerful connection between adequate magnesium levels and preserved mental acuity in aging adults. The protocol I've outlined today isn't experimental or unproven. It's based on solid scientific research and has been successfully implemented by thousands of seniors who refuse to accept cognitive decline as their fate. You have the power to join their ranks and take control of your brain health starting today. Remember that consistency is key to success with this approach. Magnesium deficiency developed over months or years, and restoration takes time as well. Trust the process, stay committed to the protocol, and give your brain the time it needs to respond to proper nutritional support. If this information has opened your eyes to the possibility of preventing or reversing age-related cognitive decline, please share this video with friends and family members who might benefit. Together, we can spread awareness about this overlooked cause of memory loss and help more seniors reclaim their cognitive vitality. Your journey to restored brain health starts with a single step: recognizing that you have the power to influence your cognitive future through informed nutritional choices. The knowledge you've gained today could be the turning point that saves your memory, preserves your independence, and allows you to enjoy sharp mental clarity for decades to come. Take action today. Your future self will thank you for having the courage to address this critical aspect of brain health before it's too late. Subscribe to this channel for more life-changing health information, and remember, your best cognitive years don't have to be behind you. Thank you for investing your valuable time in learning about this crucial topic. The fact that you watched this entire video shows your commitment to maintaining your cognitive health and taking control of your aging process. That commitment is the first step toward preserving the sharp, clear mind you deserve to have throughout your golden years. Remember to leave a comment telling me which warning signs resonated most with you and what city you're watching from. Your engagement helps this vital information reach more people who desperately need it. Until next time, take care of your brain, and it will take care of you.